as was said, I've become recently involved with Interfaith Power and Light, which is an environmental group, and it stretches out to all different religions, and I'm so new to it that I'm just really learning about it, and I'm just looking for a way to help planet Earth become more healthy. So, one of the poem in the magazine is about endangered species, and I've become interested in that. So I'll start with reading that one. It's called Voices Unheard. And if an animal or tiger could speak our language, what would he say? Would he strike out in anger, finally having his say? Or would he yowl in tears, in grief for its species and all animal kind? Or would he say nothing, knowing he wouldn't be heard anyway? Would he know his words of anger, his yowls of grief, fall on apathetic ears? And if the passenger pigeon, once shielding the sky, blocking the sun, rises from ashes of extinction, laughing at us, so you think you can rule the world? Plop on the heads of its murderers. And the lowland gorilla, with all of her kind, what would she say? Her life so close to ours, children loved like ours, needing encouragement like ours. What would the lowland gorilla say if we could speak her language? How soon will their unheeded warnings place us in the same dire circumstances? And the next couple I have are about nature. They're more peaceful, so I'll go with them. The first is called These Days of September. These days, so beautiful, such gorgeous weather, days where you can walk for miles and miles and not even care to stop. Warm breezes, yet cool ones, surround you. No thought of care or trial. The beach, so quiet, so undisturbed, rushing to shore, then pulling back. No matter night or day, peace or war, she hangs in the balance. From anyone, she takes no slack. If only we could learn her ways, if only we can shed life's cares, to be in rhythm with her waves, that being what she longs to share. And the next is called September Dance, and it's an autumn poem. And it's just, there are times when I either have sat in nature, or a couple of them I wrote on the beach, and it just brought so much peace, and it would be a shame if that would be lost. September Dance. That month, so warm, so welcoming, leaves show, slowly changing their colors, from brilliant greens to multicolors of reds, oranges, and yellows. They undress. They plie, slowly beginning their ballet. Their dance they will do, wilder and faster as the weeks turn to months. But now They sway and tug away from their branches like ballerinas' graceful steps across the stage. Leaves shoulder dance with pride, chorus dazzling as they pirouette on the warm, welcoming breeze. There's one I have called My Peaceful Place. And this was about the time when I was going to be running a mile. And this was around the time when I was practicing and thinking of my peaceful place so that I could keep running doing the practice. So it's a little bit about nature in thinking of it. The mile got longer the further I ran, my breathing now a steady rhythm as I clung to my brother's elbow. Be comfortable with the run, the rhythm, the distance. To him, a mile was nothing, running for years. But for me, all I wanted was the laps to be over. The first two, not bad. The next, more weary. The fourth, well. Concentrate on your breathing, he said. In through the nose, out quickly. Rhythm in, out, as I think of my peaceful place. 14 years before, family camping trip, 8 hours north, going through customs. Any drugs, alcohol, or firearms? No, we'd say. Gone through, no questions asked. Friday, setting sun when we got there. Wow. Vastness of that water wall. A never-ending mist blankets us. Mist and sun creates a permanent rainbow. Though I couldn't see it, I could imagine its brilliance of colors, standing there in its thunder by that water wall. Well, I have a couple that are not nature related. Is that still okay?
Yes.
Okay. This one is called Pink. It was about it was actually a poetry workshop I went to, and we had to write about a color. So this one is called Pink. Mixture of red and white, baby, rose, fuchsia, Pepto-Bismol. My bedroom walls were pink when I was a kid. And we painted the walls of the condo light rose. There is the singer, Pink. And my classic, Floyd.
Nice.
My mother loved the combination of maroon and pink. But my friend hates pink. But the phrase pretty in pink is so stereotypical, used to alienate girls from boys. And I was tempted to buy my nephews pink clothing, but I never did. Too much of a wimp, I suppose. But why does pink stir fear of femininity in men and boys? Why are we so negative against such a pretty, cheerful color? And there was the sweater I hoped to see after the surgery, which never happened. So now, only remembering those pink sunset rays with blue sky and clouds mingling, bidding good night to a weary world. And my next is Black Beauty. and I'll let you guess who this is about. Elegant, graceful, circles and swirls. She glides on the snow. She dances. Swirls of shadow on moonlit snow. She caresses the pup in her paws. She drinks in the cold her caffeine. Does she believe in God? If she does, her faith is unshakable, unlike mine. Does she pray to God? If she does, her faith is unceasing, unlike mine. But does she know of these things? Religion, economy, war? So, what does she know? Her dance, circles and swirls, sometimes soft, slow, gliding. But oh, this night she drinks in her cold caffeine and comes alive, robust, frightening, knock you off your feet, frightening. Glistening coat shines in the moonlight, contrast, shadow on shadow, alive, pawing, playing, and catching the scent of only she knows what. So, this next, I'm going to, I never read it before. This poem is called Flowers. We look at them and wonder when, where, and why we lost nature. How have we wound up here in fields of stone? Sun fails to burn away haze and smoke and smog. And what happened to those times when children went door to door, selling pretzels for school, selling Girl Scout cookies? Cookie buyers gave cash. Children walked home unafraid. No parent had to protect them. And where are the times when neighbors knew neighbors, family next to their own, and children wandered freely in those fields of stone? And this next is about a fire that happened about a few years ago. 4-way innocence. 4 children, 4 homes, then 8 or 9, 50 others displaced. How many lives shattered? Twins and their friend who once ran, played in city streets, stopped their playing. 7-week-old no longer cries for his mother's caress. In the brightest light of fire, theirs were snuffed out. 4 innocents. Did they cry for their mothers, fathers, or anyone who could hear? The church flowed with clothes, bags and donations, unwanted by others, now needed by so many, needing everything. A volunteer worked with the collection. She, a godmother of one of the children. Floodgates have opened, she said, appreciating the outpouring, overwhelmed with such gratitude. And then there's been times where I've written some 9/11 poetry, and this is the first one I've ever written after 9/11, and it's called The Picture. She stood looking at the picture again, her face reflecting what she felt, gazing at its story. Colors blazing, staring back at her as vividly as on the first day she'd gotten it. Colors explaining its story. Fireworks surrounded the majestic carrier, its heroic glory coming into port. But what shined were the blazing white stars and the night blue sky and the spirited reds of justice. They reflected the heart of the picture. As she stood in awe, her heart broken, many months she gazed, the picture becoming clearer. Her reverence, her love growing stronger, obsessing about what to do. The carrier, its glory, scarred by battle. Part of the picture part of the picture ruined beyond repair. Ruined by such cruel hands, ruined in its innocence. But the picture's beauty reached out to her, and its glory showed through sadness. So often as before, he came to her again. He is always there. Gently he spoke. Come, child, your pain is great. Your heart is broken, but look at what's around you. Be like that picture, its spirit, its blazing hope. Take the ruined parts and weave them together. Be like that picture, reviving itself. She turned to him, knowing he was right, but not sure of where to start. Not quite even wanting to start. So, looking out the window to the dirty streets below, she saw that same old homeless man, the man who begged on that corner for years. Disdain she had for him before, but she gazed closer now. She saw his tired, drawn face, his disheveled clothes, his wind-blown hair. Closer still she peered, now straining her eyes. And there she saw it, his heart broken, his mind hopeless, his unrelenting pain. Turning from the window, peering at the picture again, Croquette's questioning why? Why the cruel hands which tear? Why the blazing spirit? Why the dirty streets? Why the homeless man? Why the hopelessness? And why the love shining from her God's face? Quietly, shyly to the dirty streets below she crept, not to mourn in grief, but like the picture to reach out, to mend the ruin, to bring hope back to a tired mind, to revive a beaten down spirit, to take a shattered heart and piece it together, and with this piecing together of another's heart, so then piecing together her own. Okay, so I don't know how much time I have.
One more?
One more? Okay. This is another, it's called The Coup, and it's also about 9/11. It's about a trapeze artist who danced on the wire between the World Trade Center. And I had seen this on a NPR special. Your wire stretched from tower to tower, hovering over New York skies. A coup, you called it, as you step out on air, then walking on air. For 8 months, you surveyed that lack of land. A coup, you called it, plotting and conquering, taking over those heights, taking your spoils, graceful dance on that inch-wide wire. You hop as if on land. You lie as if in a cradle. A 24-year perfection, balance of perfection and concentration. You call it a coup. You lie there looking above. You and the gull hover in the air. Your eyes meet and the message is clear. You, landed being, had your dance in air. conquering the heavens 110 stories above. You have scaled the heights, but I own this air. This is my world. This you see in the gull's eye. And you knew it was time to climb down this tower of criticism, 110 stories of controversy, 110 stories ascending from a descending city. A coup, you called it. How right you would be. You survived while it did not.